Human beings think in stories rather than in rigid facts and numbers like a computer. We tell stories about our past and about our rights and our futures. Where you were born in the world plays a massive part in the cultural stories you believe in. Do you believe in liberal democracy, capitalism, socialism, or communism? These stories attempt to describe the interactions of groups and nations in the past, as well as offering a manual on how to build for the future. Alongside this, there are stories that attempt to describe the greater reality of the universe, and these stories vary depending on whether you consider yourself a Christian, a Muslim, a Hindu, a Jew, or an atheist. There is nothing inherently wrong with stories and myths guiding your thoughts and actions. In fact, this is the default operating system of our minds. It's important, however, to recognize that the stories we tell are like the software that run on the operating system of our minds. They can be helpful, they can be outdated, they can be updated, and they can be changed. There is an illusion that the current stories we tell are the stories that we've always told. To identify as a British Christian in 2018 means something completely different than it would have 400 years ago. Stories develop and they evolve over time. The ability to consciously adapt our stories or to recognize that they are just stories is a critical factor as to how much we suffer as an individual or a collective. Even person to person, the stories vary quite a bit. What does it mean to be a man, a husband, or a father in modern Western culture? Most people will have a slightly different answer based on their own past experiences as well as their cultural conditioning. So, if we think in stories, is there anything that can be factual, anything that we can really say, this is how things are? Well, yes, you can say that you're alive, that you are conscious, that you have some control over the stories you believe in and the actions that you take. But is there any facts that can help us to guide the stories we choose to believe in? Yes. You're a member of the human species. You share 99% of your DNA with all other humans. You share a common ancestor with all other humans. If you go back just 35 generations, everyone in the human population will have the exact same set of common ancestors, although coming through different routes, creating different cultures and different myths and stories. So, what's the difference between different people and different cultures? Well, nothing really. We are the same family. We have over time began telling slightly different stories about our past and hopes for the future. We have invented the concept of nations. Our differing political and religious ideas have far more in common with each other than they do have differences. The very idea of a nation or a country is just an idea. It's a myth. I'm not trying to say that countries don't exist. Obviously they do, but they exist in the mind as a thought form, as an idea that we believe in. To say that the earth exists or the sun exists is completely different from saying that Britain exists or America exists. The countries exist, but on a different plane of reality. And when trying to agree on how to solve the problems that face the human species, these differences are not only relevant, they are extremely important.